On this bench is a whole drip irrigation kit taken to bits, 7 parts, from the tap connector to the last end stop. When I bought my first drip irrigation kit, I could name 2 of them, the timer and the pipe. Everything else was mystery plastic. I am Michal, and today garden school names all 7 in order and what each one quietly does, including the 2 cheap, dull parts that will one day save your whole garden irrigation system. Last week we chose the shape of the water. Drip for the pots and the fruit, soaker for the beds and rows, sprinkler for the lawn, and I promised you a teardown. Now why learn the anatomy at all? You can buy a kit, follow the leaflet, and get water moving without naming a single part. Plenty of people do. Someone posted their first drip plan on a gardening forum and admitted they were not 100% sure about the right way to do it. Fair play for saying so. Nearly everyone starts exactly there, but here is the thing. Before a bus leaves the depot, the driver walks round it. Lights, tires, doors, mirrors, the walk-around check. Not because we expect trouble, but because a driver who can name the parts spots trouble while it is small. Your watering system deserves the same respect. Nearly every problem mine has ever thrown at me traced back to one of these 7 parts. Learn them in order, and no failure stays mysterious for long. And stay to the end, because I will tell you which of these actually came in the box when I bought my timer. The answer annoyed me. Station 1, the tap connector, the unsung part that marries your kit to the mains. Nearly every outdoor tap in Britain carries the same thread, 3/4 of an inch, British standard pipe. BSP, if you want to sound like a plumber. That shared standard is why a kit ordered online screws straight onto a tap fitted decades ago. Cheap connectors are all plastic, and the thread strips if you force it on at an angle. Better ones carry a brass insert. Either way, hand tight is right. If it wants a spanner, the thread is crossed. Back it off and start again. Station 2, the timer. The gatekeeper of the whole chain. It sits on the connector and decides when water flows, and for how long. Mechanical ones are a kitchen egg timer for your hose. Battery ones open and close on a schedule. Smart ones take orders from a phone. Inside every one of them lives a small, clever valve, and that valve gets a whole episode of its own later this series. For today, just know its job. The gate. Everything downstream of Station 2 only works when the gate opens on time. And notice something. We are 2 parts in, and not a drop has touched a plant yet. That is normal. Most of a drip system is management, not watering. Now the 2 I flagged at the start, the saviors. Station 3, the pressure regulator. Here is the problem it solves. Mains pressure in Britain commonly sits anywhere between 3 and 6 bar. Drip kit is built for a gentler world around 1 to 2 bar, and the makers suggest about 1.5. Feed a drip line at full mains pressure and it does not politely cope. Drippers pop off like champagne corks. Joints weep, the pipe swells. Why your drippers keep blowing off gets a whole episode soon, so I will leave the physics there. The regulator is a small barrel that takes whatever the mains throws at it and hands on a calm 1.5 bar. No battery, no settings, it just sits there, being right. Station 4, the filter. Everything you send down a drip line must eventually squeeze through openings finer than a pin. Grit from the mains, a flake of scale, a shred of tape. Any of it will park inside a dripper and shut it. And in hard water country, and the southeast of England knows who it is, limescale does the same job slowly from the inside. The filter is a fine mesh you can unscrew and rinse under the tap. 2 minutes, a few times a season. Now, an honest word. Nobody ever bought a drip system out of excitement about the regulator and the filter. They are dull. They are also the cheapest insurance in the whole chain, and the 2 parts I would never build without. Station 5, the supply pipe, the spine of the system. 13mm polythene, sold in coils. Some shops label it 14mm. Same animal, measured on a different day. This is the motorway. It carries water the length of the run, past the beds, along the fence, wherever your route goes. And here is what surprises people. The supply pipe itself does nothing. No holes, no sweating, no watering. Sealed transport, end to end. Water leaves this pipe only where you fit a dripper. If your main line weeps along its whole length, you have bought a soaker hose. Different tool and it gets a different episode. One warning from experience. The coil arrives with opinions of its own, and it will fight you across the lawn. There is a trick involving sunshine for taming it. You get that trick in a few weeks, when we fit out a raised bed from start to finish. Station 6. The last meter. Off the big pipe run thin, 4mm micro tubes, and each one ends in a dripper. This is the only part of the whole chain that actually waters anything. One plant, one dripper, parked right over the root ball. The dripper is a small nozzle with a slow appetite. A typical one passes 2 to 4 liters an hour, not a jet. A patient, steady drink, exactly where the roots are waiting. That slowness is the entire point, and next week is all about the numbers behind it. They are dafter than you think. I fitted a line of these for Mrs. Doyle next door last June. One dripper to each of her roses tucked in at the base. She was suspicious for a fortnight. Then she started calling it her little waiter. Station 6 is the reason the other 5 exist. Everything upstream is just getting water here calmly, cleanly, and on time. Station 7. The ends and the fixings. 3 small things, one job. Finish the route properly. The end stop plugs the far end of the supply pipe. Without it, you have not built a drip system. You have built a hose. Every route needs a terminus, and this is the full stop at the end of the sentence. Then the stakes. Little pegs every meter or so that pin the pipe where you meant it to lie, instead of where it fancies rolling, and the T's and elbows. The junctions that split a line in two, or steer it round a corner. None of it is glamorous. All of it is the difference between an installation and a pile of pipe. Right. Say the whole route with me, from the wall to the wilds. Tap connector, timer, pressure regulator, filter, supply pipe, micro tube and drippers, end stop. 7 parts, and you can now name every one. Stick that order on the shed door. The next time anything misbehaves, you will walk the line the way a driver walks round the bus, and you will know exactly which station to blame. One question always lands after that walk. What sits at Station 2 on your own tap, McCall? Fair question, and it gets an honest answer. This is the kit I use, not a thing you need. On my own tap, Station 2 is the Johgee 4-zone timer. It screws onto that same 3/4 inch thread. Brass, no tools, 2 minutes. One tap becomes 4 outlets. Greenhouse line, patio pots, raised beds, each on its own chain and schedule. The brains live indoors on a plug and talk to the tap by radio, which does cost you a socket. Honestly, one short line to a few pots does not need it. A 9-pound mechanical timer fills Station 2 proudly. Now, the bit I promised. The bit that annoyed me. When I bought my first timer, I assumed the box held a system. It held Station 2, 1 part out of 7. The connector came fitted to the timer, fair enough. But the regulator, the filter, the pipe, the microtube, the drippers, the stakes, the end stops, all separate. That is not a swindle, by the way. Timers get sold to sprinkler people and soaker people too, so the boxes stay lean, but nobody warns you. So the first weekend ends with half a system and a second trip to the shop. Here is how you dodge that. Do the paper walk. Walk the 7 stations on a sheet of paper. Write down what each corner of your garden needs. Then check what your chosen box actually includes. 10 minutes of pencil saves a wasted Saturday. And when you do get it all connected, tell the internet. One gardener finished their setup and posted an update with the finest typo of the year. Irritation is completed, they wrote. They meant irrigation. Though anyone who has fitted 40 drippers in a light drizzle knows that typo carries its own truth.